Also, a global power source. What is that coat of arms hanging there between them?
It's where the power source comes from.
I see. Are those the keys that open the netherworld and the heavenly realms? I wonder who holds them, the one with the triple crown.
Yeah.
And I see that there are various countries there that are plugged into the power source, namely the United States of America, and you have the Chinese, and you have the Europeans. Now, where's the rest? They probably fall under the BRICS. They probably fall under that second power source there, right? Okay, so everybody's basically there.
Everybody. And people always go and look for the problem
elsewhere.
either in one of the countries.
Yeah, but that just pawns in a game.
Yeah.
If they're not plugged into that power source, then they don't understand the ramifications of history.
That's why you have a lot of people that are out there on social media. They've got certain portions right, but when it comes to the
crux of the matter,
like you said, the man behind the mask.
Do you for one moment think that a power that held sway politically, religiously for millennia is just going to relinquish and become a whimpering little whatever?
No. If you read your Bible and you know who sits behind all of this,
yes,
then no, that won't happen because the dragon is behind all of it.
If you look at the old history and you look at even all the movies, I'm going to take a simple thing like the Three Musketeers. You had the musketeers that were on the side of the king, and then you had the musketeers that were on the side of the papal legates, right?
The cardinal.
And apparently they were always fighting each other. But that was just for the public eye, because behind the scenes they were all in cahoots, right? And the one was subject to the other. And if you take the powers of Europe and the battles that took place for the supremacy, physical battles, such as the 30-Year War, for example, or the battles of the Reformation, and how Protestantism and Catholicism were, at loggerheads. And then the battle in the United Kingdom, for example, and you had the ascendancy of Protestantism. But it was never pure Protestantism. No. It was always religio-political Protestantism. There always had to be a king that ruled, an earthly representative. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So in England, they made it the king or the queen, whoever sat on the throne, whoever placed her or his posterior on that so-called stone that was the resting place for Jacob's head, if you want to believe such drivel.
Yeah. I don't.
But they even fight wars over the stone, whether it should be in Scotland or whether it should be elsewhere. And then eventually you had the Counter-Reformation, and you had the Oxford movement, and there was this constant sway between Protestantism and Catholicism. And in between, the religious systems were basically eradicated or replaced with something as ridiculous as a church-state parade that was either Masonic or military, but anything other than Christian. Can I sum it up like that?
Yeah. And then from there, all the strings has been pulled. Countries have been put where they want them.
Yes.
I can think of Israel, for instance.
Imagine walking into St. Paul's Cathedral and stepping onto the black and white Masonic squares, looking up to the ceiling and seeing the compass and the set square and seeing the all-seeing eye looking down upon you, and imagining that you're in a Christian conclave when Masonry rules that officially, according to its documents, worships Lucifer as the true Son of God, then Martin, what is Christian about that? It's a ruse.
Only the word Christian.
And then you go to the Vatican, and you see the representative of Rome sitting on a great white throne with 2 cherubs and 4 living creatures, namely ranking papal representatives sitting around him, pretending that the man on the throne is God on earth, and his documentation says the same, and then they call it Christian. Martin, it's pathetic.
It's an abomination.
It's an abomination. And then you have Protestants divided up into thousands of factions, eventually relinquishing the cornerstones of their doctrines, righteousness by faith, and faith alone, that beautiful word alone, over which millions were slaughtered, because the system has to save you and not Christ. And then them giving up their faith, throwing their arms into the air, joining ecumenical movements, signing Charta Ecumenicas, claiming that the Pope is the representative.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
But isn't it done in love?
Well, I don't know whether it's done in love. If Candace Owen, who has become a Catholic, says that, you know, if you have half a brain, you can't be a Protestant. The reason for that is that there is no Protestant left.
That's true. I wanted to ask, do you think she really knows the history, the true history, not the Catholic version of history?
No, I don't think any of them know. So, Martin, this power source, can we really assume that this war, this conflict that has been raging over all these centuries, that this conflict is coming to a boiling point?